Hello, this is Laura. Today, I want to talk about something that quietly controls the direction of your entire life. Not talent, not luck, not even intelligence. I'm talking about decision making because at the end of the day, my life is the result of my decisions, and your life is the result of yours. Think about it. The career I choose, the people I trust, the opportunities I accept, the risks I avoid, the habits I build, the habits I break. Every small decision compounds over time. And one powerful truth I've learned is this: strong decision making is not about being perfect. It is about being intentional. Many people struggle with decisions. They overthink, they delay, they doubt themselves, they wait for the perfect moment. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass. Confidence decreases. Regret grows. But strong decision makers understand something important. No decision is still a decision. Choosing not to act is also a choice. So how do I develop strong decision making? First, I build clarity. Most poor decisions come from confusion. When I don't know my values, my priorities, or my goals, every option feels overwhelming. But when I am clear about what matters to me, decisions become easier. If growth matters to me, I choose growth over comfort. If integrity matters to me, I choose honesty over approval. Clarity reduces hesitation. The second key is emotional control. This is extremely important. Many bad decisions are emotional reactions. I feel angry, so I speak quickly. I feel afraid, so I avoid action. I feel excited, so I overcommit. Strong decision-making requires emotional awareness. I pause. I breathe. I ask myself, am I reacting or responding? There is a big difference. Reaction is automatic. Response is thoughtful. Another powerful skill is learning to tolerate uncertainty. No decision comes with a guarantee. There will always be risk. There will always be unknown factors. If I wait for complete certainty, I will stay stuck forever. Strong decision makers accept uncertainty as part of life. They gather information, they evaluate options, and then they move forward with courage. Now, let's talk about overthinking. Overthinking feels productive, but often it is just fear in disguise. I analyze every possible outcome. I imagine worst-case scenarios. I replay conversations in my head, but analysis without action creates paralysis. There is a point where thinking must stop and movement must begin. Strong decision-making requires balance between logic and action. One technique I personally use is this. I ask myself, what is the worst realistic outcome of this decision? And can I handle it? Most of the time, the answer is yes. The fear is bigger than the reality, and once I accept that I can handle setbacks, decisions become less frightening. Confidence in decision-making does not come from always being right. It comes from trusting myself to handle consequences. Even if I choose wrong, I can adjust. I can learn. I can pivot. That adaptability is more powerful than perfection. Let's also talk about responsibility. Weak decision-makers blame circumstances. They blame other people. They blame timing. Strong decision-makers take ownership. If I choose something and it does not work, I learn from it instead of escaping accountability. Responsibility builds strength, and strength improves future decisions. Another essential factor is long-term thinking. Short-term comfort often leads to long-term regret. Long-term thinking requires discipline. When I make decisions based on where I want to be in 5 years instead of how I feel today, my life changes dramatically. Strong decision-making aligns present actions with future vision. There is a word I want to introduce here: discernment. Discernment means the ability to judge well. It is not just intelligence. It is wise judgment. Discernment grows through experience, reflection, and self-awareness. The more I reflect on past decisions, the better I become at making new ones. Reflection is powerful. After every major decision, I ask myself, what did I learn? What would I do differently? This habit transforms mistakes into education, and education builds stronger instincts. Let's talk about pressure. Sometimes decisions must be made quickly. In those moments, preparation matters. If I consistently practice small daily decisions with confidence, I strengthen my mental muscles. Just like physical training builds strength, mental discipline builds decisiveness. There is also something important about values. When my values are clear, my decisions become aligned. If honesty is one of my core values, I do not need to debate whether to lie in a difficult situation. The decision is already made. Strong values simplify complex situations. Now I want you to think about your own life. Where are you currently stuck? Is there a decision you have been avoiding? A conversation you need to have? An opportunity you are afraid to take? Avoidance feels safe in the short term, but it slowly weakens confidence. Every time I avoid a decision, I tell myself I am not capable. Every time I act, even imperfectly, I build trust in myself. Strong decision-making is closely connected to self-trust. And self-trust is built through action. When I prove to myself that I can handle challenges, I become less afraid of choosing. Another key element is information. Good decisions require good data. I ask questions. I research. I seek advice from experienced people. But here is something important. Advice is input, not control. I listen, but I decide. Outsourcing every decision weakens independence. Let's discuss fear of judgment. Many people struggle to make decisions because they fear what others will think, but living based on approval creates internal conflict. Strong decision makers understand that not everyone will agree, and that is okay. Respect matters, but approval cannot be the foundation of my choices. There is another powerful concept called strategic patience. Sometimes, the best decision is to wait intentionally. Not avoid, but wait with awareness. Strong decision-making is not always fast. It is appropriate to the situation. Now I want to talk about commitment. Once I make a thoughtful decision, I commit to it. I do not constantly look back. I do not replay alternative scenarios. I focus on execution. Doubting every step after choosing drains energy. Decide, commit, adjust if necessary, but do not live in constant reconsideration. Developing strong decision-making takes practice. It is a skill, not a personality trait. The more I practice clarity, emotional control, responsibility, reflection, and courage, the stronger I become. Let me leave you with something powerful. My future is not built by chance. It is built by choice. Small daily decisions about discipline, health, learning, communication, and relationships shape the bigger picture. And every day, I have another opportunity to choose intentionally. If this episode made you reflect on your own choices, write in the comments. I choose with confidence. And tell me one decision you know you need to make soon. Sometimes writing it publicly increases commitment. If this conversation helped you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, you are choosing growth. You are choosing awareness. You are choosing to build mental strength step by step. This is Laura. Remember, strong decisions build strong lives, and every powerful life begins with one brave choice.